Game 1 between the Knicks and Pacers tips off tonight. It's a rematch of last year's Eastern Conference semis. In that meeting, the Pacers knocked out the Knicks in 7 games. Jalen Brunson, of course, was hobbled with an ankle injury, but still managed to average almost 32 points per game in the first 6 games before getting knocked out in Game 7 after fracturing that hand. All right, full crew back here with us. Dog, does Brunson need a big game for the Knicks to win tonight?
I think that is where Indiana has a little advantage, because I do think they need a big game out of Brunson. I think Indiana can win this. When Halliburton doesn't play great, JB's the coach. He'll tell you, they have a lot of guys, and they got 3 point guards. Knicks don't have a 3 point guards, and they got a lot of guys off that bench who can score. The Knicks are, I think, a little bit more dependent on their best player than Indiana is on theirs. And I don't know if the Knicks can beat them if he has like 17 points. I think he's got to be, right around 30 every night for the Knicks to have a chance. So the answer to that, Ma, would be yes. Okay. He's got to have a big game.
It looks like Stephen A. and Perk are falling asleep with that answer.
Oh, they were.
What's wrong, guys?
Well, they got back late from a square dance last night in Oklahoma City. Go ahead.
That is so utterly ridiculous. Listen. 1 minute he's saying that they don't really have any great players, so obviously Halliburton has the most to gain in the event that Indiana's successful. Another minute he's saying that the superstar is Jalen Brunson. Absolutely needs to be that superstar in order for them to win. Make up your mind, doggy. Make up your mind. The fact is, Karl-Anthony Towns has averaged 30 against Indiana this year on 57% shooting. The fact is, OG Anunoby can make some noise. Mikal Bridges can make some noise. Josh Hart can make some noise. You like being a cardiac kid himself. There's plenty of individuals in the mecca of Madison Square Garden who can step up, rise to the occasion, elevate themselves, and ultimately propel the New York Knicks to victory without Jalen Brunson having to drop 30 tonight. He's not the only way for the Knicks to win a game. Maybe the series, but not a game. Stop it.
I'm stuck now because I got a vision of Perk square dancing in my head. But, big fella, I think you can move your feet. I watched you play defense. I think you can move your feet and you'd be a hell of a square dancer.
Tell him, Coach. Tell him, Coach.
What I think with Brunson is, it's not a matter if he has help or not. But what I know about Jalen Brunson is he's a tone setter, right? So being in Game 1 and understanding the importance, I think the number is 78% of the teams that win Game 1 win the series. So knowing Jalen Brunson and how he wants to win and set tones, I expect him to go out and have a big night tonight. And I know the Knicks for this series, they need him to play well, be the tone setter that he is to help them win this series.
So you generally, for the second time in the last 40 minutes, you agree with Christopher Russo?
Yeah.
There you go, baby. There you go. This guy's a coach of the year right here. He agrees with me, not you. You may continue.
Stephen A.?
Listen, I'm to the point where I don't even answer these type of questions no more when it comes down to Big Body Brunson. Real talk. Does he need to have a big game? History tells us he's going to have a big game. And even on his off game, it's going to be a big game because you know why? In the fourth quarter, when it matters the most, he's going to come through in the clutch. He's the best clutch player in this postseason, leading in points in the clutch time. We know. We have no concerns about him. I don't give a damn if they put Neesmith on him, Nembhard, whoever. He is built for the physicality. That's why he earned the name Big Body Brunson, because he's 6'2", but he plays like he's 6'5", 6'6", and he plays with shoulders. He got the crab dribble on the low block. He could go to the low post. He's crafty. He's going to get to the free throw line. This game in this series comes down to Karl-Anthony Towns. Stephen A., you said it last night on Countdown. He is the X factor in this series. I thought it was OG Anunoby, but no, it's Karl-Anthony Towns outplaying Myles Turner. Myles Turner has been balling, both offensively, defensively. He's leading the entire postseason in block shots. You get Karl-Anthony Towns in a trade for Julius Randle to move the needle and put you over the top. He is that guy. I don't want to see the Karl-Anthony Towns that we saw in Game 5 from the Celtics.
Of course not.
I want to see the Karl-Anthony Towns that we saw in Game 6.
Hell with that. I want to see the Karl-Anthony Towns I saw during the regular season against Indiana, averaging 30. I mean, listen, that was even better than Game 6. I want to see that Karl-Anthony Towns. I want to. Don't come to me with 23 and 12 when you were averaging 30 on 57% shooting during the regular season against this team. That's who I want to see. If you did it during the regular season, do it now. That's just my thing.
Coach,
Ain't problem with that, Coach.
They played 3 games, and one of them was in October. We're going to go back to the.
I'm just saying. All I said was I would like to see the guy that went against them in the regular season in the postseason.
Yeah,
that's all I said. I didn't say anything else. By the way, you getting ready to go?
No, I just wanted to ask Coach why we have him here. No one knows these two teams better than you, obviously, coaching there in the East. What do the Knicks need to do to make easy work of the Pacers and vice versa?
This game, this series, is going to come down to tempo, one way or another. The Pacers are going to win this series if they play at their tempo. If they make the Knicks have to chase them up and down the floor and make it a 94-foot game with multiple ball handlers playing early in the clock, using that 5-out spacing, that's going to be an advantage to the Pacers. If the game is slowed down, more in the half-court, isolation basketball, then it lends itself to be a series that the Knicks can win. And then they got to make sure whoever wins the turnover battle is the team that's going to win this series.
Perk said Knicks in 5. Do you think that's a little bit aggressive?
I think that's a little bit aggressive.
Very disrespectful.
I think that's a little bit aggressive.
Hey,
very disrespectful.
And I'm standing on it. I'm standing on it. Hey, listen, let me say this, though. To Coach JB point, when you think about the Knicks, Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson, OG Anunoby, they all love to crash the offensive glass. They cannot do that against the Pacers. They got to get back. When a shot goes up, that's the one thing that they're going to have to stay disciplined on is getting back. So the transition defense is going to be huge, the discipline. And Josh Hart is hard because you don't want to take away from his game because that's what he brings, right, when it comes to those extra effort plays and things to that nature. But that's the one thing that they can control. I believe they can. Tom Thibodeau is going to have this team prepared, and I'm standing on what I'm standing on. Okay. I got the Knicks winning this in 5.
First of all, number one, I'd appreciate it if you stop talking about standing when your ass is always sitting down, okay? Because you know you don't like standing on your feet. So just stop saying that all the time, number one. Number two, it's hard listening to you call somebody big body anything when you the big body. Number three, I do agree with your point, but for this reason. Coach, am I wrong in saying this? Because Tom Thibodeau is very tight with his rotation. I mean, he ain't playing more than 7. We know this. And in his world, if he could get away with playing 6, he'd do it. I think it's important that the New York Knicks get back and not focus so much on crashing the boards with offensive rebounds, because the more the Pacers make them run, the more fatigued they'll get. And obviously, it'll compromise your legs as the series wanes. I think that's something that they need to be concerned about. Am I wrong in saying that, sir?
No, I don't think you're wrong, but I think the Knicks are who they are, right? I think they have the formula that they have. Like, Josh Hart is going to crash the offensive glass. That's how he impacts the game. I know a lot of times we see, whoever shooting a three-pointer, but a lot of the times he's the one that got in there, got the offensive rebound, and kicked it out to that guy to hit the big three-point shot. So Mitchell Robinson does a great job on the offensive glass as well. So I just don't think they're going to, forfeit the glass to get back in transition, because it's part of their identity of who they are, and it's what made them so good and so difficult. And a lot of times, if you think about it, if you're crashing the boards, people have to stay in to box out. They can't leak out in transition, so that can slow that transition game down some as well.
Well, here's what I would look at if I was Indiana. Go ahead, Stevie. I'm sorry. What were you going to say?
No. Go ahead, Dougie. Finish
so let's ask JB this. When you get to this level, if you're Indiana, you got to win 2 games in New York, not 1. Because you got to figure the Knicks, they won 3 in your place, unfortunately, that they probably will win a game in Indiana. If that's the case, do you think the Pacers, let's say they can win a game. You won 2. Can they win 2 games in New York to win this series?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe they're good enough. Yeah, I believe they're good enough. You have 2 of the best strategists as coaches that's going to be in this series. Rick Carlisle's proven that he can do amazing things with his teams, obviously being a championship coach. The Pacers as a team have proven they can go on the road. They went into Cleveland and won there on the road. So you got to give them, the chance. And that's why it's the fun part, right? You got to throw the ball up. You got to let the guys duke it out and see what happens.
If they can win tonight, it'd be big. Stephen A.?
Molly, I got to go to break, but I just want you to know. Come on over here, man. Come on over here. I want people to see who. No. Sometimes when you want to be great, you got to associate yourself with greatness.
Oh, God.
One of the great actors in American history is right here. My man, Mykelti Williamson. Say hello to the world out there. Say hello to the world out there. You understand? I just wanted to make sure. What's up, my brother? We got to go to break right now. I just wanted the world to see. You know, I wanted you to see that, Molly. I want you to see
Michael,
that.
hey, thanks for joining us. We love it. We got all the stars out.
Just want y'all to know that.
It's certainly playoff time.
I mean, these Knicks fans, did you see that Stephen A. was right there with them, which tells you all you need to know? How about these Knicks fans on Friday night when they beat the Celtics? Hold on now, take it easy. You're only halfway to an NBA championship. This is New York City. You know, Frazier, Reed, Monroe, DeBusschere, Bradley, Dick Barnett, Jerry Lucas. And they're sitting there on 7th. Look at Stephen A. Oh, my God, I got to throw up. I mean, 7th Avenue. You couldn't get on the street on Friday night when they beat Boston. Look at you. You sit down for crying out loud. But look at the Knicks fan. Look at this. Oh, my God, this is crazy. You're in the conference final. You did not win an NBA championship. You didn't even get to an NBA title round. You beat JB's team, and I was going to knock the Pistons. I shut up there. And you beat the Celtics, who were lame with Tatum and Porzingis. And the Knicks fan, all 8,000 of you, 23-year-olds who never heard of those great Knicks teams in 69-70, that's an insult to those great. Willis Reed, you think he wants to see that? The idea is to win a championship, not get to a conference final. I was absolutely shocked. And Charlamagne. Yeah, Bob Dylan was in the mix with this, and I love him, and I'm mad at him too. Getting out of the court, you see that? Shaking everybody's hand.
Funny.
That drove me nuts. So this is a lot to dislike, and for that reason, amongst many others, I am going to root like hell for Indiana in this next series. The Knicks fans got to wake up and realize winning a couple of series, nobody cares. Win 8 more games. You're only halfway there. That's number 3.
Yeah, I'll say the Knicks fans, they weren't too nice to me when I was in the garden. Stephen A., you were there for one of those games, and you heard some of the things that the Knicks fans were saying to me and to our team. So for the third time on this show, I'm agreeing with Mad Dog.
There we go.
Listen, here's what I would say to you. I get where Mad Dog is coming from, but you know what? We don't give a damn what he thinks. We don't care. Because here's the deal. The fact is, when you haven't won since 1973, the closer you get to the throne, the more excited you get. We can't rely on this. Detroit's not going away. You see that man in studio with you. The Detroit Pistons are coming. You understand? Make no mistake about it. We can't summarily dismiss some of the other teams, the Clevelands and Bostons of the world. We know the West is wild. So these moments are precious to New York, okay? Every step of the way, you're enjoying it and you're holding on to it because, damn it, in the interest of full disclosure, we don't know when the hell we're going to have this moment again. So we got to hold on to it and ride that wave till the wheels come off. That's the bottom line. We ain't apologizing for it. It is what it is, and that's what we going to do. We going to hold on to it. It's what it is.
Big Perk?
Mad Dog, I agree with Stephen A. I was just trying to convince him to fire up the private jet so we could get down there.
He was trying to get me doggy. He wanted me to get the private jet to fly back to New York for Friday's game 2.
Wow.
Yeah, because
What's the point of making all this money? You got to make the most of the moment. Let's go.
I don't make it yet. I don't make it yet.
No, but
Molly.
But Molly.
I don't know when it kicks in.
But Molly,
I'm listening.
Molly, hear me out. I didn't want him to spend his money. I needed him to call the bosses. You know what I'm saying? Get the Disney jet for us down there. You know what I mean?
Well, I ain't got that kind of clout. I don't have that kind of clout. I don't have that kind of clout. That's number one. Number two, even though I don't have that kind of clout, here's the reality. Here's the reason why we should have a jet. Because it ain't no damn flights out of OKC or to OKC, it seems. I mean, nothing. You understand? So that's why we might need some help. So I got to call the bosses after the show.
Wheels up.
I do have to make a call.
Remember
I need some help.
one other
I need some
thing.
help.
Those 10,000 around Penn Station, they wouldn't know who Dick McGuire is.
Oh, God, let's go.
Go look in the banners. Dick McGuire.
Stephen A., get the PJ. Come on, you're Knicks. Well, it's been since the 70s.